transfer schools, and my confidence just went down right after that.
Why?
I felt out of place. I didn't feel real like I clicked with a lot of people there. I even had old classmates from middle school that went to this school, and I just didn't click with them like we did in middle school. And um, I just felt like people. I was like a new kid, so people were kind of looking at me and whispering about me, like saying negative stuff, and I just really didn't feel like myself. And then on top of that, um, the and
Yeah.
well, hey,
You
he
ain't
I
shit
didn't
up.
ask. She didn't ask. So. But
And there you have it.
right. But then on top of that, that's when I got cut from the basketball team. So that really messed.
Oh, and why was that?
I just wasn't focused. Like I was missing layups during drills or missing shots from like the free throw line. We do
Mm.
little drills, and with
So what
I'm
threw you off your square? Like what make you, I mean, in your perspective, I mean, do you have an idea what threw you off your square?
I was so worried about what the coaches thought that I'm going to end up playing in a certain way and not showing what I'm truly capable of. I was in my head. I was just like, "Oh, I'm finally able to showcase what I'm gonna do. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up, Matt." And then I caused myself to mess up, and
Mm.
it was just real ridiculous. Like it sounds ridiculous when I say it now, but
Yeah, you
uh,
just applying pressure to yourself.
I applied unnecessary pressure to myself, and I just wasn't showcasing what I was able to truly do. And I got cut. Like they didn't
Wow.
for me. So I remember the coach telling me I need to work on my game, and I'm like, that's all I did all summer. That's all I did is work on my game and shoot around every day. So I was very frustrated. It really hurt my confidence. And then I just did not really feel like I didn't really feel like I found that group of friends to really click with while I was there that year. So it wasn't until my senior year that my confidence went back up. I started becoming more, like popular. I started having more associates and friends. I
Mm.
started
Mhm.
having more girls look at me and
Mhm.
um, give me compliments and things like that. So,
Were
and then I
you
started
humping then? Did you start dry humping then?
a little bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Honestly, it wasn't until after high school that I really started finding my
Humping.
groove with. Well,
Okay.
yeah, that too, but finding my groove
Okay,
with the
but
girls.
yeah, and that usually does happen at yeah, for
But, like,
most.
I knew plenty of dudes that got all the girls in high school, and I wanted to be
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them, but that wasn't me. Like, I
Mhm.
had girls that gave me compliments and paid attention to me or, things like that, but I wasn't I didn't have that confidence in high school, and I was still growing into who I was gonna
Yes.
be, and it wasn't
Right.
until I got out of high school and definitely after I joined the military that I really started getting a lot of girls and, just being, loose and
You
sowing
said
sowing
loose.
my raw oats and doing all
Ah.
that. Yeah,
Your was humping. You was doing all
yeah.
kind of left, right,
It
left.
wasn't dry.
Mhm.
Right, it wasn't dry
Yeah,
humping either. It
no, it
wasn't
wasn't. Oh,
dry.
no, I get it, I get it. Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
so yeah, we'll get into that because, you joined the military right after high school, right after you graduated?
No, it was a year. I went to, actually the same college, the technical college that my dad worked at for a year
Okay, and what
after
college
high
is that?
school. It's called, Milwaukee Area Technical College. So I wasn't really I was skipping class and I was hanging out with people, people were smoking weed and drinking, and
Mhm,
I
mhm,
wasn't big into that, but I was hanging out with the people that were doing that.
mhm,
I was just
mhm.
around them while they were doing it, but I wasn't really smoking and drinking myself, but I was just hanging out with the people that did all that.
Mhm.
And I was, I was playing a lot of basketball, but I wasn't doing nothing with my life. And I had talked to recruiters while I was in high school, but I had been procrastinating and I just didn't. I told them, oh, I want to go to school for a year first before making a decision to join and this and that. So I was kind of pissing the recruiters off and
Mhm, mhm.
stalling. So I went to school for a year. Um, and my dad worked there and he'd see me sometimes in like the student hangout union area and he'd act, aren't you supposed to be in class? He would get on my case about it. So finally, I had another recruiter show up to the school, that's the college I was going to, and I talked to him and said, "Oh, I've been talking to Sergeant so and so at your office, before." And he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I know them." And then I started dealing with this recruiter. So after a few months of kind of being indecisive with this same recruiter, he used this takeaway, this Jedi mind trick to get me to join. He was like, sooner or later, other recruiters, like the big higher ups going to come in and they're going to look at your card, your file, and say, he's been talking to, our recruiters for about 2 years now, since he was a junior in high school, and indecisive, and doesn't look like he's serious about joining. And they're going to look at your card and they're going to tear it up.
Oh, master manipulator. Yeah.
Master manipulator. And he's like, knowing damn well that the military is always
they don't know that. Yeah.
Join.
Yeah, there's no time limit.
Ain't no time limit. I was only 18 going on 19 at the time. So he told me that. And I was like, oh, I gotta join. That means I gotta join. I gotta act now.
Oh. So why did you join though? Like why? I mean, overall, why did you decide to join?
So I joined because I wanted to do something with I didn't feel like college was, I didn't like school growing up.
Right, for you.
Right. I didn't feel like college was really for me at that age. I know I needed to get out of here, get out of Milwaukee, my hometown. I had childhood friends and different people that I had known that were going to jail and people dying and getting shot and different things like that. And I wanted no parts of that happening to me. So I just felt like I had to get out of this environment or this city and do something with my life. I wanted to travel. I wanted to also learn how to shoot guns, and I wanted people to look at me as a tough guy. I wanted to feel like a tough guy. So I was just like, yeah, the military sounds interesting to me. I had read a book. I joined the Marines. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, you went there. Oh, wow. They don't play. Iraq. Oh, yeah. They don't. You was. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. Yes. Talk about that.
So Iraq was, I wasn't like on the front line, but I was in logistics. So we would get bombed a lot. It was hot. It was 120 degrees every day. Always out there sweating and working, and having to wear all this gear, just these helmets and flak jackets to protect ourselves. But it was usually during the nighttime where we would get bombed and attacked, and we just had to be somewhere safe to make sure we weren't getting blown up. I'd known a couple guys that gotten blown up essentially. They weren't friends of mine, but they were people that we saw, so they got killed. But I also used to do convoy security. Every once in a while, we'd go out on these truck convoys, and we'd be in the back of the truck with our weapons, our rifles, protecting the convoy, making sure we don't get attacked. Luckily, we did not go over any if you ever heard of IEDs, improvised explosive devices, that they hide them in the road, dirt roads. You drive over them and they explode.
Oh, it's like landmines?
Kind of, but they're little bombs that are homemade, and they're triggered by triggered by. Those were big when I was over there. Thankfully, my team never went over one. But yeah, we had some. I didn't have it as bad as other people, obviously, but we had some. There was a time where I did think I was going to get blown up. I was standing in the middle of an open lot, waiting for a convoy to deliver some big storage containers, and it was the middle of the day, and we started getting attacked. We started getting bombed, and these things flew like right over my head, and it sounded like it was going to land right on top of me. And I was trying to figure out which way to run. I was like, "Oh, where do I go? Where do I go?" And I felt like this thing sounded like a small airplane flying over my head, and landing. I thought it was going to land right on top of me, and this was right after these guys got killed that we knew, and ended up landing like probably 100 yards away or something like that. Big dust cloud from the sand, and I went, "Oh, I'm gonna run this way." So ended up running back to safety where my other fellow Marines were, and I was good. But there were some guys that got hurt that I knew that day. Because they I don't know how many they shot, but they shot about like 10 rockets. They were like Russian rockets that they would use, and there's some guys that got injured that I knew, but no casualties from my platoon. But
yes.
Yeah, I mean, joining the Marines was an experience, even before boot camp.
Yeah, and all that. God is that goes to how God is so in control, and what was your highest rank?
So in the Marines, so I was in 2 branches of the military. I was in the Marines for 4 years, and then afterwards, I was in the Army National Guard.
Oh, God, you couldn't get enough, huh? Okay, go ahead.
Well, it was life circumstances. I was hurting. I was hurting in life, so I ended up going
Yeah,
back into the
right.
military.
Got you.
But I was only E3 in the Marines. I was a Lance Corporal, and I ended up getting in trouble in my first duty station when I was stationed in Japan, and I got rank taken from me, which I was very bitter about at the time. And I thought it was very unfair because there were people that did way worse things and nothing happened to them. So I was only 20. So I was trying to help a friend out, and so when you're stationed overseas in a country like Japan, like you can only go so far away from base without getting permission. So I had a friend who was trying to go to this town that was about an hour and 15 minutes away from where our base was. And he was going to see this girl that he had known. And he was like,
God, it's always a girl. Okay, God, yep. I got it. It's always a girl.
So he was like, because when you're a certain rank and below, you need to have a buddy to get back on base with. And this was the weekend. So I had to work on a Sunday, and this was like a Friday or Saturday night. He was like, "Hey, bro, hey, dog, can you come with me? I got this girl down here that and she got a friend. So you come with me. So I can get back on base. I need a Liberty buddy. It was called. I need a libo buddy to get back on base tomorrow, whatever." I'm like, "Hey, I got to work at 10 a.m. So because I worked on the flight line there in Japan." And he was like, yeah, we'll be back. You know, she's got a friend too. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get on this train and we go down there, and we get to this town, and the girl he was going to see was like half white and half Japanese, but she spoke no English. I guess her father was in the Navy. That was the story, but she spoke no English. He promised there was a friend. I get there, it was this girl by herself. No friend, no nothing, just him and her. And she was young. She was like barely 18 or something. And at the time, we're like 21. So I think she might have been underage even, but he was like hugging up on her and everything. And hey, dog, let's get this hotel, dog. You know, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, I got to get back to base. I got to work in the morning at like 10 a.m. He's like, yeah, well, I got you. Let's go to the hotel room. I'm a third wheel. He's over here trying to like do things with the girl, and he's like talking to me like, hey, look at these legs, dog. Look at these legs. Look how thick she is, and this. And I'm like, bro, are you serious right now? I'm like, you just in front of me,
right there. I mean, you sitting right there,
and you teasing me because I don't got no girl over here.
Wow, yeah, he's a bad friend,
right? So then the girl ends up leaving. He doesn't have sex with her. He doesn't do nothing with her. She leaves. And then he's like, oh, all right, we'll leave in the morning. So the next morning comes around. I'm packing up, getting ready to leave. He's on the phone. He's like, hey, dog, you think you can get a different Liberty buddy, you know, get back on base? Because I'm going to try to, smash old girl. I'm going to try again.
So he just totally he just dissed you. Oh,
totally. Yeah. And the thing was, he was military police. That was his job. So he knew about getting off base and this and that. So I'm like, bro, are you serious? So he's like, oh, I'm gonna try to hook you up. I'm gonna get you a libo buddy, dog. He's calling people, and everybody's like, no, I can't do it. No, I can't. My guys, my boys that I called couldn't do it, supposedly. So I had nobody. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I gotta go. So I go to the train station, and I just missed the train. And the next train wasn't coming for like another hour. And so I had to work at like 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. I go to the train station at like 8 a.m., but I just missed this train. The next train is not coming till like 9:30. And it's an hour and 15-minute trip to get back to where I'm stationed at. And I got to work in an hour. So I'm not going to make it on time. And I'm running out of money, like Japanese yen, to use the payphone. And my cell phone had died at the time. So I couldn't call like
all screwed up.
Oh, I was all screwed up. So I'd been like, all right, I'm just going to try to get on the next train and just try to get back, sneak into work because nobody really should be working. It's a Saturday. And so I get back, and a friend of mine just happens to be coming back to base with his girlfriend. I jump in the car with them, go on base. They drop me off my barracks. I get dressed real quick, They drive me to the other end of the base where the flight line is, where I worked at. I try to sneak into work to where I work at. One of my higher ranking corporals is sitting in the office, waiting on me basically. And I'm like, how the hell did he know? So then he's yelling, he's like chewing me out. He's like, why the hell you didn't call nobody, blah, 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 this and that. I'm like, this is what happened. And then I found out that the way they knew I wasn't there was one of our sergeants came over from the other area, the terminal where he worked at, to sign out a vehicle, saw that I wasn't there. Nobody was there, looked at the schedule. Oh, Kenner's supposed to be working. Where's he at? All of a sudden, everybody's calling me. My phone's dead. So after that, they passed it up to our higher ranking gunnery sergeant. And I had this other female sergeant that was in charge of me at the time. I had disrespected her about a month prior to that because she was yelling at me. She was yelling at me, talking to me very disrespectfully, and I didn't take it. So I told her who the fuck you think you're talking to? So I disrespected her. So she was waiting for me to mess up again. So
she was gonna get you. She was gonna get your lip back. Mm-hmm.
And I gave her a reason. They sent it all the way up to the colonel. I got a non-judicial punishment, they called it. They took my rank. Wow. They put me on restriction to the barracks for 60 days, all this stuff. And I tried to be honest to the colonel, like, sir, I was just trying to hang out, help a friend out. And the thing was, the friend I was helping out, he had already got stationed. He got sent back to the States to get stationed in North Carolina, so he was no longer there.
So you didn't have a chance to really so you just went down only by yourself. You ain't down by myself. Have a chance to go down with you.
Nope, he didn't go down with me. And then he wasn't. And then on top of that, he tells me he never got to have sex with the girl.
All that for nothing.
All that for nothing. Mm-hmm. No friend. He didn't get nothing out of it.
Wow. Yeah, but thank you for sharing that, man. Because oh my goodness, yeah. But I want to, because I know we press for, I wish we could, be on longer, but I just want to make sure I cover some ground here. And thank you for your services, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that's not taken for granted at all. And I thank you for sharing, that experience, because I want to know, how were you able to successfully transition from that, from that time of your life until going back into civilian life? Because a lot of people deal with PTSD and deal with so much trauma from that experience and don't get the help that they need. So did you take advantage of any resources while you transitioned into civilian life?
Well, I did, but not until the recent years. So when I first initially got out of the Marines, I did not really know about many resources, and I did not take advantage of any. I was actually stationed in California at the time, in Camp Pendleton, California. And when I got out, I thought I was going to go to Hollywood and be a big star at that time. I was only 23. Okay. And I had people in the military, in the Marines, telling me, oh, you should be an actor. You should, because I was always imitating higher ranking people and doing things. So no, I actually struggled. I actually lived in California for another 2.5 years after getting out of the Marines, but I struggled the entire time. I had bounced around from job to job, from living area to different apartment to apartment. I was essentially living out of my car prior to leaving California. And I struggled, and I really had a hard time dealing with, maintaining certain jobs. I ended up selling cars and doing different sales jobs, but a lot of them were commission only.
Yeah.
I struggled. I was actually pretty good at sales, but I just struggled dealing with people, struggled maintaining control.
Yeah, with steady income.
But my temper, I had a real hard time maintaining my emotions at that time. And at the time, my grandmother was also sick, back here in the Midwest. And she ended up passing away while I lived out there. And I came home for a funeral.
So sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago now. But so I came home for a funeral, and then that's when I decided to move back to the Midwest to be with my family and get back on my feet. So I moved back home to live with my parents for a while, get back on my feet, ended up meeting my current wife, and I ended up getting her pregnant. And we had only known each other for about a month, and I got her pregnant with my son, my oldest. And we pretty much been together since. So the stress started all over again, and I had to find a job that, paid enough. I had to
Right.
also be a dad, and life got real. Like
Life got
again,
life. Life was life.
life
Right.
got real again, and
Mhm.
I had to, make up for my irresponsible
That's
behavior.
what- right.